Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, actually broadcasting from somewhat remote. This is the garden level of the Holman house today. A lot of things to do, but in the meantime, did not want to miss this time with the CEO of Automation Alley and good friend Tom Kelly. Tom, how you doing?
Chris, I'm doing great. I'm just coming off the Integr8 high, right? We just had our Integr8 conference Tuesday and it was fantastic.
You know, that's exactly right where I was going to go. And of course, Jeff and I were down there covering it a little bit, doing some interviews, getting content, and it looked like a fabulous show. Tell everybody a little bit about what Integr8 is.
Yeah, so Integr8 is our annual Industry 4.0 conference, all things Industry 4.0. And for your viewers who don't know what Industry 4.0 is, it's the fourth industrial revolution. It's the convergence of technology, many technologies on manufacturing. So think 3D printing, artificial intelligence, robotics, new materials, new ways of doing things, cloud computing, cybersecurity, all these crazy terms. We try to make sense of just how disruptive all this is going to be and what the paths forward could be. So we get as many people as we can in a room. This year, it'll probably be around 1,000 people that we convene together, all from Michigan, all either manufacturers or technologists trying to solve the pressing problems of today related to Industry 4.0. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. It's like Christmas for us.
You know what was and Integr8 is a perfect way to say it, because everything in that big room at the showcase was integrated. And I gotta say, was this the biggest vendor show you've ever had? Because there were a lot of people there.
Absolutely. You know, so Chris, you gotta hear this, because 2 years ago, when we had our most successful Integr8 to date before COVID hit, we had 35 vendors. You know, we're the little engine that could. We said, you know, let's really stretch. Let's double it. Let's have 70 vendors. We sold out months ago for Integr8. And people like Microsoft were like, look, I would have been here, but we don't roll a 10 by 10 anything. So next year, you got to have a big space for us to come in. And HP said the same thing. So this could be, we could be onto something here.
Wow.
This is something we need to keep going with.
You're going to take out one more section of that Suburban Showcase, you know?
Gosh, it would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a great venue too, by the way. What took you there? Because generally it's not.
Well, you know, what happened was we kept hearing a recurring theme that people love downtown Detroit, but not when they're trying to get there in the middle of a workday, right? If you're a manufacturer, you're in Wixom, you're in Lansing, you're in Grand Rapids, and they're saying, look, to get all the way downtown is a difficult journey for us, but to sneak into the Suburban Collection, which is big enough for us, you know, Suburban isn't as big as Huntington, but that's okay because we don't need that kind of space. That's why we moved it. We wanted to make it convenient for our manufacturing community to get there. And we took the price of the ticket to $0 for manufacturers. Yeah. So we wanted to make it very, very open and readily accessible. And we are so pleased because I think Suburban did a fantastic job for us.
They did. And you know what? It's interesting because I talked to many of the vendors. And before I leave this, having the educational institutions there was really phenomenal because you had good representation from everybody.
Well, you know, I got to say, we got 1,500 members and 80 of them are academic institutions. I mean, you think about that, 80. They're like the you know, 5% of our membership, and it's 80. That's how big we're getting. I mean, it's fun to see all these people want to gravitate around this topic because it's near and dear to my heart. You know, you're not going to meet anybody more passionate when it comes to manufacturing and using digital technologies to kick the pants off of China, right? That's what we want to do.
No, you're absolutely right. There is no one more passionate. As a matter of fact, I find it very difficult sometimes to break away from you. You know, you had some great speakers there too, and they were again integrated because they were like within 30 feet of vendors.
Yes, and we did that on purpose. We wanted to create an environment where you get the dialogue going, right? No, we want to move away from being a conference where people talk to being a conference where people are doing. They're actually learning and doing, and without the doing, all of this is moot, Chris. I mean, it doesn't matter. We have to keep up with Silicon Valley, who's trying to take what we have, and we have to learn what they know and apply it to what we already know. We are excellent in manufacturing, but we're not so good in digital yet. And we really have to get better at digital fast.
Well, it was interesting because some of the booths that I went around to, and you don't even think about this, but one of them was a station that electronically, using lights, kind of looked at quality control of a piece that when it was set in. And the guy explained to me the cycle time for this, for a guy to read what he's supposed to look for and take it off, as opposed to sitting it down and having this electronic. You don't think of cycle times, but man.
Well, and that's the job that they have the hardest time filling. Manufacturers, the manufacturing dirty, dangerous, dull. Being the QC person at the end of the line looking at the parts is the dullest job in the world. And that's, a human shouldn't be doing that job, right? But it has to be done because we don't have the technology, or didn't, to actually do it high quality enough that the human could do. Well, now we're getting to the point where AI and cameras can do that work. And that human is way too valuable. They need to be over somewhere else on the manufacturing floor, adding a lot of value. So it's a win-win. The manufacturer wins and the employee wins through this technology. So I'm glad you saw that, because that's a cool thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Integr8 was a win-win for everybody concerned. And congratulations, Tom Kelly, the CEO of Automation Alley, based in Troy, Michigan, but just about everywhere on the planet these days. So, Tom, thanks for having us down. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Thanks.
Thanks to all of you for watching on the Michigan Business Beat. I'm Chris Holman on the Michigan Business Network.